This kayak is being set up with a bow mount Minn Kota Riptide / saltwater trolling motor, 60 amp hour lithium, and I thought I'd do this install from start to finish, especially with the questions that I'm reading on Facebook. I'm going to include a pulley system to make this simple to retract and deploy from the seat. Go. Okay, to install the bow plate, you just line up the holes. Now, I had the washers in here. Don't get concerned if you put the first screw in and it looks like these plates don't match up. Watch, let's get this down here. I know you can't see that, but there's the pre-drilled hole I'm just connecting to. And getting the first screw started. There we go. Okay, now it will look like these don't match up, but you'll notice that they do because the washers will move. So you just get it down. So at this point, the bow motor plate is completely in place. It's nice and secure. It gives you a handle at the back, and again, I installed a loop right here. You can't put the loop right in the middle because it interferes with the deployment of the bow mount trolling motor. So if you put it off to a side, you can hook a dog leash to it, push it off of a trailer, and make it very easy to put the kayak in and out of the water without having it float away. Once the bow plate is installed, your next step is to install the quick release outer plate. The outer plate installs to the bottom of the trolling motor. Doesn't matter whether it's an Xi3 or a Minn Kota, the plates are similar and they install the same way. You'll notice that the hole is not centered that goes on the inner plate. It needs to be facing towards the bow, not towards the head. It needs to be facing towards the propeller. The side with the counter sunk screw openings faces down like that. These screws will go up like this to the bottom of the plate. So the first thing you're going to do is take the plate off. I already have one screw off. Pull the screws out and just set this aside. The next thing that I do is I'll go ahead and I'll put all the screws through, if possible. In fact, I'll do it this way. There we go, and that's going to mount just like that on the bottom of the motor. With the plate off, you can see where the bolts will go. It's going to go here and here on both sides. You do not want to forget this piece. This is to make it easy for you to lock the arm. The bigger part goes through. So it's going to go through the plate just like that. And then you're just going to take the bolt, and now you're set. Now the only thing to make it very easy, I'm just going to set the motor right down on the 6 bolts. Put a washer through. It's really a very quick process. For me to do this from start to finish takes no time at all. God, it's amazing. I used to dream about owning a kayak like this, and now I put them together all the time for folks. Okay, I have the washers and the bolts on both sides. So my next step is just to take it. I slide it for me where I'm working. 7/16 or 11 millimeter is perfect for the bolts on a NuCanoe. Okay. This one came loose. Okay, and you do that to both sides. Okay, and then we tighten down the other side. The first one of these I was scared to death. The bracket then just snaps right back on. You want to make sure you don't lose any of your hardware. And everything on a Minn Kota or a MotorGuide just fits like flint. It is such an easy and pleasurable installation to do. So you install the two sides. We're gonna then next step install a set of Anderson plugs on this kayak, and we'll be ready to put it on the bow. Okay, just double check those, and we're gonna put the final bracket on. Okay, and the locking arm just clips on. The thing that I like about the opening, regardless of the type of motor, this is big enough for you to put a padlock through. So if you wanted to leave that on your kayak while you're running back to your truck or stopping at a restaurant or whatever, you have your trolling motor just like on a boat locked to your bow. The next thing that I would do is install the 50 amp breaker on the box, because in this setup everything is plug and play. So the 50 amp breaker actually would go on the other side of the battery box if the battery was facing that way. Positive goes right into the top plug, and then another positive lead comes out of here and goes directly into the plug. So this is just wire to wire, and then this goes to the plug, and that installs right there, and you've just inserted a breaker. What I'm going to do on this end is snip these two lines here and install the Anderson plug. Now that the trolling motor is on the bow, you need to attach a pulley system to make it super simple to both deploy and retract the motor from the seat. When I'm on the water, the trolling motor is in a kind of a semi-deploy position. The reason I do that is so I can just put it in the water or pull it out of the water easily from my seat. To do that, I have a screw ball that I get from Yak Attack, a screw eye, another Yak Attack part that attaches right to the track, and a pad eye that attaches to the deck. You have two pulleys, which are stainless steel 3/4 inch swivel pulleys. The first one attaches with a carabiner right here to the shaft so that you can disconnect it to lift the trolling motor off. So basically it's a very simple install. Even though it looks a little daunting, it's very, very basic. You have the screw eye attached to a track. You tighten it down. You're going to tie your string to that. It's going to go through the first pulley, down to the second pulley, and back where the seat is located to a screw ball. In the down position, the loop is tied right where it hits the pulley. The other thing that you need to do is you just need to drill a hole through the locking lever. Let me release that. That then is attached via a sleeve to a carabiner to another sleeve, and this is where I will disconnect the trolling motor on both ends. Boom, now you can just pull the motor off of the bow. Again, to attach it, and it makes it totally plug and play. So now that that line is attached, you're just going to pull it, attach it to a sleeve. You're going to take another pad eye and put it here, maybe one right there, so that none of the lines will mess with the battery once it's in place. Okay, with that in place, we can now, from your seat, when you want to pull the motor in, you're like, maybe there's an obstacle in the way, or you just want to come into the dock, and you're ready to go. When I'm launching the kayak with a bow mount trolling motor, that again, that's the position that is in. I hope that helps. Thank you.